All right. Let's talk about something useful today. I want to talk about covert contracts. All right. And this is not only useful in sales, it's useful in just regular life too. Now, covert means hidden and contract means agreement, right? So a covert contract is a hidden agreement between you and somebody else. Now, the terrible part of covert contract is only one of you knows about it. That's the hidden part. Okay. And in sales, we see this come out like, well, if I help educate you, then you'll be more likely to buy from me, right? You'll give me preference as a supplier to you. Okay. That's a covert contract. If we don't explicitly say it to the prospect and get agreement from them on it. All right. So in sales on fire and in Sandler selling and all the consultative style sales training that I've seen over the years, um, an agenda and expectations area or an upfront contract, you'll hear that being talked about, is very important, right? This is where you explicitly state, say at the beginning of a call, hey, Jim, appreciate talking to you, getting the chance to meet. Let me just lay this out and see if you like it, or agree with it, or want to change it. Normally, I meet with prospective clients for about 30-40 minutes. I ask some questions, find out about you and your business situation, see if we can help. I'm sure you have a ton of questions for me. You ask all those. And then at the end, we'll know whether it's a fit to move forward or not. Does that sound good? Right. That's a very straightforward agenda and expectations. If you do not say something like that, and you get on a sales call with somebody, you very well could be guilty of creating a covert contract in your head in which, oh, well, I'm going to talk to you and then you're going to give me a decision at the end, right? No, we never agreed to that, the prospect could say, and they'd be right. Okay. Now, why I bring this up, especially for salespeople, is that not being aware of the covert contracts that are existing or could be existing around you and trying to shine the flashlight of truth on them, right? And illuminate them, get them clarified and agreed upon, is that they're going to have an emotional impact on you. And I don't know about you, but as a salesperson, keeping calm, keeping level is very important to me, right? If I get agitated, irritated, that's going to mess me up. My recovery time for that kind of thing is much lower than it used to be. It could be days in the past when I didn't have any awareness about it, and now it's maybe an hour or something like that, right? Or I know to go to talk to somebody about it and work through it and have it figured out, so I could be like, oh, that's so stupid, silly, and I can laugh it off. But if you're not aware of these things, they can really mess you up. And like I said, as a salesperson, you really want to be emotionally on an even keel as much of the time as possible, because that energy you're giving off and applying to your conversations, there we are, that's the word I'm looking for, is being read automatically by your leads. And if your prospects are like, what's with this person? Really upset, or they're hiding anger or something, but not very well, it's going to impact the call, right? So look for these covert contracts. Keep watching for how you might be accidentally getting yourself into these situations, right? If you're giving people something with the unspoken expectation that they are going to do something in return for you, that's a covert contract. Okay. And this happens a lot in sales. I'll send you product knowledge and you'll do something with it, right? No. If you didn't agree on it, they have no reason to do anything, and there's no obligation on their end to do anything with it or get back to you or give you feedback or tell you anything, right? Mark Mawiney and I, he's the head of the Coaching Jungle, good group on Facebook, been around many years, and he's got the right stuff, let's put it that way. He's been on my show a couple times as a guest, and recently I posted this back on my Facebook timeline. We did an interview a couple years ago on a book called Thick Face, Black Heart, and one of the examples in there about the author giving a list of radio interview locations or what possibilities, worth like, I don't know what, $30,000, $60,000, just giving it to somebody with the covert contract that she only understood this later, right? That guy would then be kindly disposed to her or something, and he just went ahead and did something ruthless, right? It made her upset in the short term, but then she realized, no, he reacted in a business-like way, and I was not obligated to receive anything in return, particularly when I didn't set anything up. So she realized she probably should charge the guy for it, or at least got something on the table, right? Explicitly. So again, there's a lot of mutual mystification or collective confusion. You'll see these terms in consultative selling talked about, where two people are talking and one side thinks the other has the same conceptual understanding of the thing, and they don't. Then this happens a lot with words, phrases, acronyms, even products, right? That people think they know what something is, and you may have a different understanding of it. Okay, doesn't even mean that either of you is wrong. That's the scary thing. But it does mean that capabilities, features, use cases, things like that are just misunderstood or not seen or something like that, right? And this builds into that covert contract stuff all the time, because if you're like, well, I let them know that this offer existed, this solution existed, but on the other side, they didn't duplicate that idea the way you've got it in your head, right? They don't know how to use it. They don't get it. They don't see the possibilities the way that you do. So you really have to explicitly express this stuff and get agreement on it. I found as a copywriter over the last 25 years, you really have to connect the dots for people. They don't connect the dots very well. All right. Don't lay out 4 things and expect them to synthesize that. That's a rare thing that a person can do that. Okay. It just doesn't come up very often. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. Mostly people need to be spoon-fed. And so remember that as a salesperson. Okay. Stay away from covert contracts as much as you can be aware of them. And as soon as you uncover one, rush to solve it. Okay. Rush to illuminate it. Go and talk to that prospect and fix it. All right. I'll talk to you tomorrow.